and welcome. My name is Charlotte and I am the High Heel Stitcher here on Flosstube and on Instagram. Welcome or welcome back. I didn't check what Flosstube number this was, but it's currently the 15th of July 2026. We are halfway through July, jolly July, Christmas in July, and it's this year's flying through. Today is actually Sarabi's birthday, so my little doggy. She is due today. I will hopefully put up some pictures. She's not here at the moment. She's at my parents'. Go into that a little bit later. If you're regular, you'll know why. If you're new, you won't. I'll go into that into life updates. So, what has happened in the last 2 weeks? I am very happy to say that I have had a finish, my first finish of 2026. I'm very happy and a little bit like, I probably could have had one sooner, but I have had my first finish. I've also done a little bit of a different vlog style in this video in the last 2 weeks for my just Christmas and July stitching, not for any of the other projects that I've worked on, which there was only one. So I am going to insert those just little clips in here now, and then we'll get on to showing everything else. So I thought I'd do a bit of a vlog style for my Christmas in July stitching. I have my coffee in my Christmas mug. You can't have Christmas in July, jolly July, without your Christmas mug. I'll just put that down. So today is currently Sunday the 5th of July. And yesterday I worked on my partridge in a pear tree project by Joan Elliott. This is a 32 count even weave by Zweigart. I think it's silver grey. I can never remember. Yeah, silver grey fabric. So hopefully I'll edit this and you'll see where I was yesterday morning, and then all the stitching that I did yesterday was I finished all the full stitches in full calling birds, and I moved up to the little block at the top where the back stitching will go for the words there. I think I did about 700 stitches yesterday with that, and then today is my Sunday stitch, and it is my Christmas jumper duo by KLT Charting. Ollie is done apart from the little back stitch. No, Presley is done apart from the back stitching on Ollie on his jumper. And I'm moving on to Ollie. I've done his hat, so I need to just get on with the rest of him. So this is my starting point for my jumper duo. This is a piece of 18 count, I think, Peace on Earth. It was a limited edition part of the advent from Kim at KLT Charting a few years ago. It's a lovely light purple. So yes, we'll see how far we get with that. Just a little Sarabi in between my legs. There we go. And then Izzy is over there on our cool mat. 747 stitches later, and this is as far as we have got. So I've done more of his hat, the outline of the bauble, and I've managed to do the outline of Ollie and do most of his eyes. Please excuse the state of his right eye. I stitched that without my glasses on, so it's a little bit messy. He's coming along quite well. This project is now at 74.45% complete. I just think he's so cute. This will next come out next Sunday, and tomorrow I'll be working back on my partridge in a pear tree. Today is currently the 11th of July. It's been a week since I've done a little vlog video. I have stitched on this during the week. I've done more of the top. I filled in this block. I've done a little bit of the cry neck. I don't know if you can see, that is sparkly. And I've done some more of the red. So I've not done a huge amount, but I am getting a little bit worried that I'm not going to have enough border on this side to get over. My stitches seem quite big. This is supposed to be a 32 count, but I feel it might be a 28. And I'm now worrying that it's not going to fit. So I'm going to move my snap. I'm going to move and do the top border to the other side. And make sure that I haven't messed up the fabric. I'm sure when I brought this, it said it was a 32. But now my stitches seem really big. So I'm gonna today work on the top border and see if I can get to the other side. This is the progress we made. So I moved the frame and I have got to the other side. I did have enough space. I'm not entirely sure what I was thinking, so I'm now over to the other end and I've started moving down. If you can hear that, Sarabi is there. So today, Sunday the 12th of July, I am going to be stitching on my Christmas jumper duo by Kim at KLT Charting, and this is where we are starting. So I've done the outline of Ollie. I need to fill in his other eye and then move on to filling him in. 1,341 stitches later and I am this far. I only have this left, which is I think about 158 stitches, and then a little bit of back stitch on Ollie on the jumper. So this should be a finish next week. I should stay up and do it, but it's like 10:30 and I got to work in the morning. So, and this is how much we have done. I have done 1,341 stitches on this project today. I have 158 stitches left of this 911 green, and then a little bit of back stitch on Ollie there. I am at 97.31% of the full crosses. If my eyes weren't actually physically burning, I would stay up and finish that, but I can barely see at the moment, so this will be finished next week. I know it's not Sunday, but I couldn't resist finishing this chart. I only had a little bit left here and then the back stitching in Presley's jumper around Ollie. I think it was, in total it was 158 stitches, and then got the back stitch. So yes, we are now done. I'm so happy. I absolutely love this fabric, and I've added in my little signature. I'm gonna give it a go with just off colour for the fabric, so it's not in your face, but you can see it's there. I don't know if you can tell, but there is here a dirty paw print mark from Sarabi at the weekend, who decided to jump on this just after she got it out the pool. So, but yes, Christmas jumper duo by KLT Charting is done. Fabric is Peace on Earth, which was an Advent exclusive by KLT Charting in 2019. Yes. Oh, look. And you can't really tell that I fudged up the nose. Look, I'm really proud with his French knots for eyes. Yes. So, you will have seen there that my finish, my little Christmas jumper duos, yes, it is in desperate need of an iron. But look at how adorable they are. Just love these. These are by Kim at KLT Charting. This is stitched on a piece of Peace on Earth 16 count Ada by Kim at KLT Charting, and I found out, I went back through my pictures, and this was an Advent exclusive from 2019. If you can hear that squeaking, that is my curtains in the other room because of the wind. So, I just love it so much, and I just think that the little Presley and the little Ollie on the jumpers are just absolutely adorable. The back stitch on Ollie is dodgy, but I don't care. But I'm really proud of Presley's little French knots. So he's got little French knots for eyes. Yes, I think there is actually like a dirty mark in the middle there. I don't know if you can see it. I'm pretty sure that was from last weekend when Sarabi decided to jump in her little pool that we have out in the garden, and then come running in with the zoomies and running all over the sofa, and I'm pretty sure she may have actually accidentally trod on that. So I'm going to see if I can get it out. If not, I don't think it's too noticeable. It's really windy today, which I'm not complaining because it's been really hot here, and we've not really had that much wind, so this nice cool breeze is lovely. I might pull the window a bit. There we go. So, I'm so happy, and I have put my little initials down there. I have done it in a colour quite similar to the fabric, so it's there, you can see it, but it's not like too noticeable in your face. I'm gonna trial that to see if I like it. And now there's a child screaming outside. Yes. So this was started on the 20th of September 2022. It took almost 4 years to get this finished, which is a little bit shameful. So it had 2,298 stitches to get completed, and there's 5,918 in total. Now that is going to go in a box of shame. So that is my one and only finish. I'm hoping that, so that was my Sunday stitch, although I did finish it yesterday, which was Tuesday, because I only had like 158 stitches left to do, and I wasn't waiting until the next Sunday. So I just finished it yesterday. My next Sunday stitch for, I think we've got 2 Sundays, so 19th 25th, yeah. 2 Sundays will be my Sue Hillis Shiver Me Timbers. So that's as far as we've got on there. I'm hoping to try and get that finished by the end of the month, but we shall wait and see. So then moving on to what other projects that I've been working on, you will see that my other Christmas in July project that I have worked on was Partridge in a Pear Tree. I have moved the frame on here because if you would, I was worried that I miscalculated the fabric, and I don't know why I was so worried, because I do have enough, but I don't know, I'm blaming the heat. So wait, look before, and then this is where we are now. So I have finished 4 calling birds. I have outlined some of the 5 gold rings, and I've now gone completely over the top, and this is the other side. So I've started on the right hand border, and I've done a little bit down here before I moved the frame. There is a love heart under there as well. So yes, this has had 2,304 stitches on it so far in July. I am hoping to get at least that again. So I might be able to finish 5 gold rings, although there's quite a bit of chronic in that. Yeah, all the rings are in chronic. So I started this before I found Petite Treasure Braid. I do wish that I'd swapped it for that, but it is what it is. It's too late now. And then there's still a little bit of chronic left to stitch in there and to do all the back stitch. And my little needle minder, Die Hard, is a Christmas movie. And I think this one is from Kim, and it was from one of her advents. So this is stitched on a 32 count silver grey fabric by Zweigart. So that was all my Christmas in July stitching. Then the only other project that I have currently worked on is my Kaleidoscope Hippo by KLT Charting. This is in the my new Nurge frame that I got last month. This has had 858 stitches, so not a huge amount, but it is. I am a little bit behind. Actually, I'm majorly behind. I'm supposed to be doing 100 stitches a day. It's now day 15 of July, so I should be at least 1,500, and I'm only at 858. So this is going to get some stitching in tonight. So I've done the front legs now. Yeah, the front legs. I don't think it will fully fit in this whole frame, so I will have to move, but I'm going to do as much. I'm going to try and move over to the head and leave his butt for last. So there, this is an 18 count Smoky Rose, I want to say, and it's again by KLT Charting. This was one of Erica's fabric, so yeah, Smoky Rose. So this is this has a plan to be finished by the 20th of August, so I can start my next hippo project. I still have not yet decided what I want to do, but it will most likely be Hipposphere. So yes, my little hunter needle minder. Yes, so I'm really happy with that. So far in July, I think I've done 5,500 stitches, which I'm really quite happy with that. The last few months I've only done about 7,000 for the whole month, so to be 5,000 in and we're only at the halfway point, and considering it's been so hot, I'm really happy with that. So that's all the stitching that I've had in the last 2 weeks, in the first 2 weeks of July. Plans, so yes, still continue with the stitching Jolly July, Christmas in July, hopefully get some more stitching done on my Partridge in a Pear Tree by Joan Elliott, and move on to Shiver My Timbers. I don't think I will have any more than those. If I do finish Shiver My Timbers, that's definitely got more than one Sunday's worth of stitching, so that won't get. So I don't think I will have too many more projects, Christmas projects. I would love to get some more, but get some progress on those. I think that's really everything that I have. We do have a stitching meetup this coming Saturday at Make over in Fratton, so that will be good. I will be taking my bothy kit, my horse bothy kit feathers. That one will make an appearance, so we should have a few projects for the last 2 weeks in July. So we will move on to haul, life update, and a little bit of books. But let's actually, before we'll do that, I have been trying to catch up with my Flosstubes. I'm now 3 weeks behind, so we are getting there. There is 2 people that I have recently discovered. So the first one is the lovely Sharon, how she stitches. She has some really lovely projects. So I don't think she's new to Flosstube, but she is new to me. And then the other lovely lady is Charlie, Stitching with Charlie. She has, again, some absolutely lovely projects, and she has the most amazing laugh. She's such a beautiful laugh. So yeah, I would highly check those out if you don't already. So yes, let's move on to haul. So Kim has released her advent calendars. So KLT Charting has released her advent calendars on the 1st of July. I purchased mine today. I went for the fabrics and threads in Ada. I did last year, if you watched my Flossmas last year, I did purchase 2. I got the fabric and threads in Ada, and I also got the assortment, which was the even weave choice. So she always gives you the choice between Ada, even weave, and linen, and she gives you the choice of a chocolate or like a vegan or dairy free thing, because as I am lactose intolerant, I unfortunately cannot have the chocolate, but that's fine. Kim is very accommodating, and she even pulled out the lemon ones for me last year, although Kira put them in, which was hilarious. So yes, I've purchased 1 so far. There may be another purchase later on in a couple of months, but as it stands at the moment, I've only purchased the 1. And then I have 2 charts. So I've been quite restrained in the last 2 weeks. So the lovely Maria from Quartonian Creations has a has some like goddesses, gods, charts, and I've got her Egyptian ones. So she has 4 Egyptian ones out so far, and then she released a 5th, which was Osiris, on her page. She's just released another one exclusively on her Patreon. I don't know if they will then be released later. I wasn't risking it, so she released Osiris, so I have joined her Patreon, and my printer is running out of ink, so I may put a pretty picture. So yes, love him. But now there is a 5th. I'm going to need some more fabric for that, because I want to stitch. Plan at the moment is to stitch 4 of them on one piece of fabric, and then if any were released, to stitch more on the same type of fabric. So I need to ask him very kindly to dye me some, because it was an old limited edition. If not, I will find something else. And then the other chart that I got is from Golden Moonlit on Etsy. I have recently finished the Throne of Glass books, and the last book was just happening, everything just boom, something, one thing after another, and I absolutely loved that book. I was even content with the ending, and I just, yeah, I fell in love with this character and that. So I am going to flash it back here because it doesn't have a cover sheet, but this is Aylin by Golden Moonlight on Etsy. So it's just her with the flames, and again my printer's running out of ink, so it's not pink, there's no pink in it. So yes, I would like to start that at some point again, but with doing no new starts in 2026, we shall wait and see. It will be added to a list to start at a later date. So yes, those were the 3 things that I've purchased in the last 2 weeks. Right, what next? So yeah, I think that's it. We will do a quick book slash, let's say, life update with the books in. So I did finish my Kingdom of Ash book by Sarah J. Maas. Again, just loved this book. It was really difficult to put it down. I was content with the ending. There was one thing that I was just like, okay, spoilers but not spoilers. A lot of the deaths were really, like, they went into detail and that, and it was emotional. There was one that was quite close to the end that was just, oh, and they died. So it was blah blah blah, oh, and they died, blah 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 blah, and then they just moved on. I was like, oh, okay, not a huge main character, but I was just like, oh, okay, well, so finished that one. I am in currently a massive book hangover for that one. I am at the moment avoiding the fantasy genre because of the book hangover that I have on that one. So I thought, well, we'll stay away from fantasy sort of thing, and Christmas in July, jolly July, let's see if we can do a Christmas themed book. So what one did I go for? I decided to go for a classic, and I went for A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, because I've never read it or that, so I decided to shove it on, because it was in my Audible for some reason. I don't think I ever purchased it, but it was just in my library, so I thought we'll listen to that. Never listened to it before. Yeah, it's not my sort of book, but I'm glad that I've read it / listened to it. Yeah, it was an okay book. So then I decided to go try something else. So I have now started The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. You can see I purchased it for £1 at a charity shop. So I think I have the first one and the second book in this series. So yeah. I think I'm only a few chapters in. It's definitely a different pace to the Throne of Glass series, but it's something different and I am enjoying it. I'm not too far in. So yeah, hopefully we should finish that soon. What else has happened in the last 2 weeks? Sarabi was feeling a little bit poorly. We don't know what exactly it was, whether or not it was the heat or if she was going through potentially another phantom pregnancy. She just really wasn't feeling herself. She was eating, she was drinking, and she seemed okay in herself, but she was so it's like digging everywhere, like in the back garden. She was digging in her bed, she was digging on the sofa, she was just like trying to dig, which I think is like nesting or something like that. She likes being under like the blankets and things like that, but in this weather it's just too hot. She hasn't been doing it, but she has been. That weekend she was like hiding, like sleeping under pillows and things like that, so we moved them off so she didn't overheat, and she was just sleeping constantly and just crying, just looking at us and just crying. So she which is sort of what she does when she's in heat. But her heat was like 6 weeks before, so we looked into it. They said it could potentially be a phantom pregnancy, and you just leave them to it unless she's producing a lot of milk, which she wasn't, and she wasn't swallowing or anything like that. She was just there, but she was sleeping. She slept a hell of a lot, which is very unlike her. She would, like when we take her out in the morning and then give it a little bit, feed her, she would then go around and she'll be like zoom in, absolute mental, like demon mode sort of thing. And she ate her breakfast and then she went into bed and just slept from about 9 o'clock in the morning to about 7 o'clock in the evening. She seemed like a bit more awake, a bit more perky, so we gave her a walk. She came back, she played a little bit, and then she went again straight back to sleep. But she was asleep by 8 o'clock, half 8, and she slept all the way through to the morning, and then just basically slept all Sunday as well. So we were a little bit worried, but I have, through the insurance, contact with the vet, and she said if she's eating, drinking, peeing, pooping, or doing all that things, just keep an eye on her, and we'll see. And she was so yeah, she's got her pre-op for her spay, not this coming Saturday but Saturday after, so I'll mention it there in case it was potentially like a weird phantom pregnancy, because that could affect when we get her spayed. So the car passed its MOT and service, which was brilliant. It only has one advisory, which is front tyres getting a little bit low, so in the next 6 months or so get a new tyre, and that's it, so don't need to worry about that. Grandad is doing okay. He seems a little bit better than last time, eating a little bit more, but he's still frail as anything, so we're just taking it one day at a time with that. I think that is me done. I know this has been quite a choppy episode, so thank you very much for sticking with me, watching my videos, and if you haven't already, and you do like watching these, if you could subscribe, that would really help, and I will hopefully see you at the end of July, beginning of August, with my end of July update. I'm not doing an end of year whip parade. No, I'm not doing a mid-year whip parade because I've really not stitched too much. I've only finished one project. I've not started anything new, so I'm not going to do a mid-year whip parade, but I may do a mid-year goal update, mid-year goal review, to see where we are on what I had planned at the start of the year to where we are now, and to see if I need to just sort of tweak my goals for the second half of the year. So hopefully I will do that in the next few days. So thank you all very much for watching, and I will hopefully see you soon. Bye.